Sounds
by the
good.
way, Nick, I love what you've done with the place. I like the color. It looks
Nice.
nice back there.
Oh, yeah, thanks. That was step one. And now I'm going to build like wall shelves, the whole shelf,
Oh, wow.
walls, the whole wall shelves.
So
Yeah,
you
it's-
put the paint on the wall to cover the paint on the wall with books.
Mhm.
All right.
Good.
Well, it's, it'll be coming through a little bit.
Yeah. On that note, I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
and this
It's Check Your Shelf.
Today, we have a really special treat for all of you. If you caught our live a few weeks ago, we talked about Robert E. Howard's fighting stories. And because I found this book at the public library, it's now overdue.
I doubt they watch this video.
It's well, it's under my daughter's name, so it's not like I'm going in debt.
And the hell with her credit. It's fine.
It's Waterfront Fists and Others. The collected fight stories of Robert E. Howard. And I covered it in a shelfie, and then I covered it during the live. And we found out Nick is a huge fighting stories fan. So it's like
boxing in general. Yes.
boxing in general. So that's what that's what we're going to get to today. So if you guys like boxing, you like fight stories, you like boxing stories, you like Bob Howard, today's your video.
Yeah, and again, Nick is back. Even though if you watched our live, we told you how he swore he'd never come on our show again. So thank you for that.
Go
Change of
to-
heart.
I don't remember that part. I wanted to be on that live. I just had so much work.
Work
I
gets
watched
in the
it,
way
though.
of stuff I want to do so frequently. Nick's from the Book Graveyard, by the way. So the Book Graveyard, great channel. Check it out. One of our inspirations for having this channel.
Mhm.
You inspired us, and then Jake taught us how.
That's like the he walked so we could run.
That's right. So thanks for coming on today, Nick. Anything you want to say about your channel or anything like that before we dive into fights?
Anything about my channel? I cover vintage genre fiction, all genres, and I don't know, old books. They smell. They're awesome. I buy lots of them. You should buy lots of them. Support your local bookstore.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, great. Yeah, get on over there and check it out. So fighting, boxing, fight stories, this was my first foray into it. And again, people on our little corner of BookTube talk about Robert E. Howard a lot.
A little
I don't
bit.
want to, anything worth hyping is worth overhyping, I always say. But I really loved it. And I got to seem smart in one of the recent live streams that somebody was doing because somebody mentioned Robert E. Howard fight stories. And somebody said, wasn't there like a ghost story or something? And I got to seem smart because I had read The Apparition in the Prize Ring. It was my first one. That's the first one I read. Had you ever read that one?
Yes, I believe. Let's see. Hold on a second. So I have, by the way, you guys did that whole live stream and the Robert E. Howard Foundation Press was commenting.
That was
You
awesome.
didn't mention their book that they
Oh,
put
okay.
out.
Fist of Iron.
The Fists of Iron.
What's their publishing house called?
The Robert E. Howard Foundation Press.
Oh, really? I thought it had some other name. Okay. No, that's cool.
So this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate Robert E. Howard fight collection. I haven't read all of it, and I don't think that there's actually any Sailor Steve stories in here.
Oh, wow.
They have a section where it's like unfinished stories, and I think that there's a Sailor Steve in there. But yes, I believe The Apparition was one of the first stories in here.
Must have a lot of the Dorgan stories.
The
Dennis.
spirit of Tom Malinox. Was that
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that
That is the first story.
Oh, cool.
Was that the apparition one?
That's the name of the spirit.
Yeah.
Does it have that title?
Maybe it was a
Yes.
That's the
title
title
change.
in there? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, different title, probably same story. So today we thought we'd read the story together at the same time. We're going to try to sync, and then maybe you in post you can sync up so that it sounds like it's in stereo. How's that?
Yeah, and I'll put boxing sound effects in the background and put a whole lot of work into it.
Yeah.
Since obviously I'm out of my league with this or I don't I'm out of my weight class with this topic. So I'll put extra effort in post.
Yeah, but I see what you did there.
I know you guys are the hip hop channel and big fans of the Beastie Boys, obviously.
Obviously.
There's an unreleased Beastie Boys track that wasn't on any other albums, and they all had the lyrics, and they all must have went into the studio by themselves and recorded the song where they sang. They did the whole song themselves, and then they put them all together. So it's all three of them doing all the lines like in different ways on top of each other.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
What's it called? You know?
Oh shit! I knew you were gonna ask me.
It's interesting though, because you said no Sailor Steve in this definitive collection when Sailor Steve was the original Robert E. Howard, Sailor Steve Costigan. And then Ishmael, which is the name of one of the guys from the Robert E. Howard Foundation, told us that this Dennis Dorgan was when he didn't sell a Sailor Steve story and he wanted to come back and resubmit it. He just changed the name to Dennis Dorgan. It's like, so does it have a lot of Dennis Dorgan in it?
No, I think these are all the proper like boxing stories, like not the Sailor Steve more illegal stories, but more in the ring, official.
That makes more sense.
It also has
I thought he said there was 2 or 3 volumes of fight stories or something that were coming. I don't remember. That's the problem with live is I don't remember it.
I would assume that the next one is Sailor Steve, but I do have this Sailor Steve Costigan book right here.
Oh wow.
Nice.
That.
And so this has all the Sailor Steve stories. And when you were doing the live, you were talking about the way that it's written.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really like it's not like written in an old-timey way, but not like in an offensive old-timey way. I mean, but the way that is phonetically written, how they talk.
Yeah.
And in this book, it explains that he was inspired. There was these Davy, what did they call them? They were Davy Crockett's alleged adventures. Oh, the Davy Crockett Almanac. So this Davy Crockett Almanac would come out every year, and there would be stories in between the regular almanac stuff, and it was written just like Sailor Steve, like he was inspired. And
that's awesome.
So he was like so he has a pet bear, and it relates to like Mike, like that's even how he got the thing with Mike, because he's talking about his pet bear, and it sounds just like it. Like it says, I'm going to read some of it. It's going to be atrocious. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
It says, if I ever said, oh, bloodthirsty human critters were suddenaciously socked and astonished to stupefaction in war a party of Mexican scouts that got arter me on my pet bar death hug. So it's his pet bar.
His pet bar. That's right. He killed them a bar when he was only 3.
So he was inspired by these Davy Crockett stories. So he wrote Sailor Steve Costigan in this style.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And that's why Sailor Steve talks like that.
Well, look at that.
And
man.
has Mike.
We're learning shit every day.
The more you know.
That's right.
This is nothing if not educational right here. That's good. That's really interesting. It's good. I love hearing where people got inspiration. And so this was early 1900s, right? So these Davy Crockett stories must have been late 1800s.
They were 60 years old already. So basically, he was like we are now. Like we're talking about these stories that are old. He was a fan of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was one of us, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Robert E. Howard was one of us.
Yes, he was. That's why the connections is there. That's why his stuff resonates with us so much, I think. And like, and he never, like, I think he read pretty much everything he got his hands on. So it would stand the reason that he would use, he would borrow the style from these 60-year-old, Davy Crockett stories.
From ancient Greek myths to American frontier myths. Big fan of myths too, right? A lot of that Davy Crockett stuff was very mythologized too, right?
I'm dude, no way it was real.
No, it even says in the foreword here that if Davy Crockett heard like these stories, he'd be like, what are you talking
What?
about? Like, this
Killed
is
a bear when I
ridiculous.
was 3.
Yeah.
Did you watch the TV show, the Davy Crockett TV show when you were younger? The theme song has a Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. And then somewhere in there they say killed a bear when he was only 3.
That's right. Yeah, we grew up on that. Now we weren't that old. We're older than you, but we're not that old. It was reruns.
Yeah, it was reruns.
Because it's all we had. I swear to God, our entire childhood was reruns. That's why Steve and I thought we grew up in the 50s.
Yeah.
Because when we watched the Christmas Story, that was what our house was like. That's how our life was like. We didn't know it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
We had coal chutes and all kind of crazy shit.
All right, so you have that Steve Costigan thing. You've got the one from the Robert E. Howard Foundation. You have any other collections there?
Of Robert E. Howard?
Well, I was going to ask that too. Like, you're a fan of fighting stories, boxing stories in general, right? Who besides Robert E. Howard do you like?
Well, there was lots of the the paperback golden era, and you got to remember that boxing was really popular. It was the most popular, like boxing and baseball. Football, basketball was nothing, as it should be.
Geez, Nick, I think we should let people like what they like.
Yeah, man, come on. It's 2025, almost 2026.
Let people have a little joy.
Yes. Anyway.
They don't deserve
But yeah,
it.
boxing, huge.
So yeah, boxing was huge. So it got written into like the hard-boiled stories and just that era. There's lots of black and white movies about the torrid tales of the fighter coming up, having nothing, and fighting his way to the top. I mean, that's pretty much what all of the stories are.
Yeah.
Is to just overcome adversity. I think that's why it really resonated with people, is that it was about dudes who didn't have anything. And just with that will that they had inside of them, it brought them up.
There's this, I think it's a myth, but maybe not. They say Sylvester Stallone, like they say, he wrote Rocky, the script for Rocky, in a day or one night. He just sat down and wrote it. And I've always thought, well, that's complete BS. No way does he write that quickly. But if he read a bunch of those stories, that's basically what Rocky is, right? It follows that same model.
Yeah.
Unknown kid from nowhere, with nothing, works his way to the top for a championship.
Yeah.
So maybe he just read a bunch of those and he's like, okay, mine's Italian.
Yeah, that was based off of a real fighter.
Okay.
It was he was a replacement. I don't remember his name now, but it was a Muhammad Ali fight. And there was a last minute replacement. And it was just this guy that had a day job, and they grabbed him, and he actually put up a pretty good fight.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
So it was like, I think he got the idea. It was like, well, what if he won?
He didn't say it like that. He said, "Oh, what if he won?
What if he won?
What if he won?
What if he won? What if he punched some meat and said things like, hey, Paulie?"
Yeah, and like you said, he may have written it in a day or whatever, but he was thinking about it for months.
Just offended all of our Italian American viewers. Apologies.
Hey,
it's out of respect, okay?
It's funny, and even the part, he took lots of stuff, just like we were talking with Robert E. Howard. He was inspired by Davy Crockett's stories. Sylvester Stallone took lots of stuff from the real world, like Rocky is from Philadelphia, which is where Smoking Joe Frazier was fighting out of. Smoking Joe Frazier worked in the meatpacking plant. It was Smoking Joe Frazier in real life that would punch the meat.
Oh wow! All right.
Well, obviously he was a boxing fan then.
Yeah,
I would say to know your lore like that in an age where there was no internet in which to look up what boxer punched meat.
Well,
My favorite part
Smoking
is
Joe had already been heavyweight for a while. I mean, that was in the past, so I'm sure there was like interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
Pictures of him punching meat.
The most unbelievable part of Rocky is that Adrian was a dog. I'm just saying.
Wait, what? Adrian was a dog? No, Adrian was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
What?
Adrian.
I'm just saying. Anyway, let's talk about boxing.
Did you know that that's Jason Schwartzman's mom? The actor Jason Schwartzman.
Oh wow. Remind me what he's known for. I know the name.
Rushmore.
Rushmore.
Oh, okay.
The Wes Anderson movie. He's the kid.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, now that I think, yeah. This is an episode.
We'll get back to boxing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, dear listener. We will get back to boxing.
Speaking of boxing, I have some pulps.
Nice.
There's an original Fight Stories.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, right. A lot of the stories were first in there, right?
Yeah, the Robert E. Howard stories were in Fight Stories. So I have a reprint of one of Robert E. Howard's, because Robert E. Howard's is like the expensive ones.
Yeah,
wow.
You can get these Fight Stories if you see them anywhere. There are actually the affordable ones of old pulps. They're like $15, $25.
Yeah.
Except for the ones with Robert E. Howard, and then those are like $600.
You notice like a difference in price, and you're like, I wonder what the difference is.
Yeah, I love how, and I hope this is happening for viewers as well. I love how when we first started this channel, I was like, I don't really know a lot about this stuff, right? It isn't really what I've read over the years. So I'd go, but I'm like, now I'm intrigued to go to used bookstores and stuff. So I'd go and I wouldn't know what to look for. I'd know like 3 names to look for. I like Algernon Blackwood now and Robert E. Howard. Let me see. But what I love is things like this. Like if we go to Pulp Fest next year, for example, not only will I have many more names to look for, but things like Fight Stories or the other pulps that are mentioned here. I'll know to look for, Weird Tales. I'll know to look for that stuff, and I'll have things that I can find, and I know what my friends like, so I can get stuff for them too.
And we would have guides that would not lead us astray.
That's right. Don't get that. Get that. That's too much for that one.
That is, that's something you really do have to look out for, because some of it is I think it's really overpriced. I know I showed it in that video that I got, but I got that pulp price guide that just came out. The guy who owns that store that's by me. And that kind of gives you an idea. So like I looked up my Fight Stories here when I got this. I was like, oh, did I overpay? And actually this was a good price. And I got this at Pulp Fest. Okay. But there is some stuff that I got at Pulp Fest where I was like, ooh, I got taken on that.
Yeah.
Maybe
my
Howard
local bookstore, my local used bookstore is like that. He'll like he just has tubs of books sitting around, and he'll be like, I'll be digging. You can rummage through them all you want. I'll pull up like 4 or 5 books. Like, how much you want for these? He's like, well, let me see them. I'm like, he'll sit there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I did the work for you. So what I do is I go, all right, I'll like 5 books. I'll take 1. And then they'll put the other one, they'll price them and put them on the shelf. I'm like, I'm doing your work for you, man. Cut me a discount. I don't go in there too much anymore.
That drives me nuts. You got to have those prices out there.
Yeah, either have the prices out there or put like a price tag on that tote say,
Mhm.
everything's this, and it's sorry about your luck if I underpay.
Mhm.
That's part of the fun.
That's the thing. I love diving into totes. It comes from years of reading comics, man, going through conventions, going through the long boxes under the table. I don't go. My knees aren't as good as they used to be, so it takes a little long to get back up. But I love doing that shit. So I don't mind. You put out a bunch of totes of books, I'll go through them because I know I'll find something in there. But then you'll do that to me, and I'll be like, maybe not.
What would you say are your favorite stories that do any stick out, or is it just you just like all of them?
I like the ones that incorporate another type of story. Like I read I found this book. It was from 1922. It's in a box, or else I would have pulled it out. And it was actually for young adults. But in my head, I'm like, in 1922, a young adult is like an adult now, is a 40-year-old now.
He's
Like
got
they
a
were
house,
they were just tough,
2 kids.
in a real life
Yeah.
when you're a little kid. And this kid gets on this steamer, and his brother's missing, and there's all these fist fights like on the ship.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was just so good, and I love that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I read that one of the fight stories in this, the first one, and it was similar where this poor kid, and he wants to become a professional boxer, and he has this uncle who doesn't want him to be a boxer, and he like signs him up to go to this steamship. And he's like, "Oh, it's just these short runs to Cuba and back. It's a good job. It'll toughen you up." But it turns out the steamship is going to Singapore, and he's like going across the world, and he's stuck, and he's angry, and he learns how to like fight on the ship. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those
I
are
love
like
that
those
kind
are
of stuff.
yeah, those are the best. Like
Yeah.
the kind of adventure mashups with the boxing stories.
Great.
But I like the original ones too.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question though. Boxing, like, what's your connection to boxing? Like real world boxing? Have you boxed? Are you like watching boxing? What's your connection to IRL boxing?
I think when I was coming up as a teenager, it was Mike Tyson time. And you guys remember how big Mike Tyson was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Huge.
That was like Muhammad Ali popularity level stuff. So we would watch those Mike Tyson fights that lasted like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
But it was still exciting. So
that
I
was
think
the
that's
biggest
where it
thing is
started.
you buy the pay-per-view, you get all the snacks, you have all your friends over, you're like, we're gonna watch the match. Hey, it's about to start. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right there. By the time you get there, you're all settled in. It's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
So you knew it was Mike Tyson,
but you still couldn't miss that 7 seconds. It was worth it. You wanted to see it.
Yeah. That was the thing. We were pretty young when Muhammad Ali was at his peak.
Yeah.
Obviously, he kept boxing for a little while after that, but I was probably, I remember I was like 7 or 8 when he had one of those where he was fighting, I want to say like, I forget who, Spinks or somebody. And we were getting all set up. My mom was like at her sister's or something. So it was just me and my brother and my dad. And we were like all excited. We getting all our snacks ready. And I'm like, I'm going to get a pillow and sit in the floor. This is going to be fun. I'm walking in front of the
had like one of them bootleg cable connectors or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I think this was broadcast, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I was like 7 or 8, so this was pre-satellite. Like they had not, like Yuri Gagarin still hadn't been up in space. No, I'm kidding. But no, we didn't have the satellite yet. So I'm walking into the living room right as the fight's starting. I walk in front of the TV with my pillow. I'm about to just sit down, right, with the pillow, and I'd be out of the way. But my dad decides to yell at me for being in the way of the TV. But I wasn't sure why he was yelling at me. He's going, "Steve, get out of the way." And I'm going, I got my pillow. What? And and then you just hear, he knocked him out. And now it's part of family lore.
Dude, your dad had money on that fight.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But yeah, that was so. And then Tyson came along, and that was the biggest frustration with Tyson was that was every fight. Like you didn't get to watch a multi-round, slugfest or anything. It's just like it's probably going to be over in the first round. So
Yeah, That was crazy. It was, and how crazy was it when Buster Douglas beat him too?
Oh yeah.
Knocked the mouth guard out, and he's like fumbling around like dazed, and you're like, "Whoa, that's Mike Tyson. What happened? He was
Yeah.
indestructible."
Right? It's like Michael Jordan at North Carolina or Charlotte or whatever. It's like, how is he losing? Why isn't he indestructible?
Steve,
Yeah.
don't forget Nick hates basketball.
Hang on. Michael Jordan was a basketball player, popular in the 90s. Uh, Many consider him to be the greatest player of all time. And by many, I mean everyone with any kind of sense. All right. I'm
I don't
sorry. I
hate
was supposed to be
basketball.
talking to this camera. I'm always talking to that camera and I forget. Like, this is the anyway.
But
Okay,
yeah,
so
then I joined boxing gyms too, so I would
okay,
do
that
this.
was my next question. Like you boxed
I
and
just
still box. Do you
just
still box?
sparring.
You still do it?
No, there's two here, and one I don't really like, and the other one has like they're open an hour a week. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay.
And not the
When I was
same
in
hour.
Arizona, when I was in Arizona, there was a ton, and I
Mm.
went all the time. It was so much fun.
When you're in a picture, do you do this? Like I see a lot of people who box, they do.
No,
You don't do
nobody
that.
ever took my picture when we were at the boxing gym.
Oh,
If
okay.
they did, I would have though.
Yeah. Were you good? Like average? Not good at
No,
all?
I mean it was like just training.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I'm getting this guy ready for his match sparring.
Oh,
It was just other people
You didn't
that
have your
were
own version
like
of
me.
Mickey?
No, no. I do remember the first
Nicky
time
loves you.
the first time I got in there was with, and I'm older than everyone there. Not everybody, but there was a lot of younger kids. And there was like this 20-year-old, and it was the first time I got in there, and I didn't, and the coach was like, "Okay, go box," and this kid like comes up to me and just decks me as hard as he can, and I was like, it was a good start because you're afraid to get punched, right? You're like, "Oh,
Oh
what's
yeah.
this gonna feel like?" And just getting hit as hard as possible right off the bat, then
Mhm.
it wasn't scary after that.
Got
And
your
yeah,
bell
after he
rung.
did that, the coach was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Did you have a plan up until that moment? Just out of
So I got
curiosity.
punched in the face. Yes, the plan was to avoid getting punched in the face, and I failed miserably.
Did you have one of those like headgear things on with the wrap around and the mouthpiece? Man,
Yeah, and the cod piece.
the cod piece. Okay. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. You had to wear. Yeah, you had to wear it all.
I'd call it a cummerbund,
God,
a
peace.
diaper cummerbund. You know, I'm disappointed that nobody took pictures while you were there because the perfect thumbnail for this would be a picture of you at the gym with all the stuff on, maybe even like, or was your stance more like this?
Yeah, with
The
the
old
mustache.
style.
With big old mustache.
I know. I wish I would have thought of it. I could have just got all the gear on and just did the video that way.
That's right. Yeah.
It's really flattering because I got chubby cheeks and it looks like this.
Nice. And I believe we got to this earlier. So, but if you wanted to say any more about it, so the rise of boxing stories was the popularity of boxing combined with there wasn't TV, there wasn't, you couldn't just like to get to a fight was not, an everyday thing. So people were looking forward to getting these pulps and reading about this stuff. Is that the rise of fight stories?
I would say that it's kind of the opposite, that fighting was everywhere.
Oh, okay.
There was local matches. People would go to their local matches. It was hot. They were all about it. And
Well, that
so
would
I think
explain
they were
the
said, "Oh,
absence
we
of
can have
TV
this."
would, do that. Yeah.
So they were like, "We could have this whole like the fight whole the fight stories." It even says in that price guide, there's a little intro, and it's like it's hard to believe that this lasted for so long, being that it's just one sport. Because a lot of the sports pulps were sports pulps, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And boxing was just boxing, and it lasted, let's see, from 1928 to 1950
Wow.
of just fight stories.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it was huge. It was huge.
So it was an everyday thing. People were familiar with boxing, and so to read about boxing was a good like it's read about what you know. So today, the equivalent today, I'm trying to think of the equivalent. So if somebody had a pulp magazine, you would probably want to write about despair, worried about the future, never
Rich
having enough
people,
money.
rich
No,
people
no.
crying about stuff.
It would be a Pokemon pulp.
It would be a
That's what
what?
would be Pokemon pulp.
Pokemon
Yeah.
pulp. That's what
Yeah.
it
It
is.
probably
Just
is
to
that,
talk
honestly.
That's true. Well, I mean, all the game, like a lot of the games are these first person shooter things, right? So that makes sense. That's that's pretty much a pastime, right?
I brought some nonfiction boxing stories,
Oh,
or I mean, nonfiction boxing books. You want
yeah.
nonfiction? Is that
Yes.
Absolutely,
okay?
man.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino supposedly was going to release pulp nonfiction, but it didn't get green lighted by the studio.
That's what I'm here for. That kind of humor. That's what people's. That's why you have subscribers right there. So
That's why
okay. So my
I
favorite.
leave in every one of his jokes, even if they don't land. 'Cause-
That
That'll land
they're
with
still
somebody.
funny. Yeah, even when they don't land, that's even funnier.
It's along the same lines of save Bill from a heart attack.
well,
You
or
said you
poison.
like the ones that don't
Don't
land.
forget
So.
though, in Pulp Fiction, there's a boxing story.
Oh yeah. Hey
So-
man, how did I forget that?
Yeah.
Thanks for the
Supposedly
reminder.
he wanted to make a movie called Black Mask from the Black Mask pulp.
Hmm.
That's what he wanted to call it.
Oh
Oh,
That's
wow.
what
really?
Pulp Fiction was supposed to be called. But they were like, no. No.
Now I'm intrigued because there was a boxing story, a down on his luck boxer, who's supposed to throw the fight, decides not to, and run off with the stuff.
But yeah, that was a very noir story if you think about it. It's not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
a boxing story, even though it has a boxer. And that's what I was talking about back in the day. They had those old black and
Mm.
white movies, and sometimes it would just have that boxing setting, but they'd be telling like a different kind of story.
Yeah. And that's why the
Ouch.
footage in the back window was black and white when he was in the taxi cab. It wasn't like reality. It was old black and white
Mhm.
footage.
It's sort of like skiing in the 80s. Remember when skiing was in all the 80s movies?
That's
Like Better
right.
Off
Yeah.
Dead and
Good
stuff.
point. Yep. There was a lot of skiing in those 80s movies. James Bond did some skiing.
hmm There was slasher ski movies. You guys ever seen Iced?
No.
Maybe. I've
is
seen so
awesome.
many movies, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You've
So that's
probably
kind
seen
of
it.
what like boxing was in the 50s.
Hmm.
It was skiing in the 80s.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, my favorite. So I got some nonfiction. My favorite boxer is Joe Louis.
Hmm.
He was the heavyweight champion for the longest time. No one has been the heavyweight champion that long. He
Mhm.
destroyed everybody, and he was the champion during the beginnings of World War II, and he was beaten by a German.
Hmm.
So he had never lost, and the first time he lost was to Max Schmeling,
Oh yeah.
and he was from Germany, and Hitler was like, "Oh, this is our guy, Of course, he beats it's the white man. He's going to win."
Yes.
So like they had a rematch. So the heavyweight title is in Germany during
Oh.
like Hitler's rise. They're about to start the whole shit, right? They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
It's not full war yet. It's just about to. And
Like
so they have the rematch, and the whole world is like watching this fight because they're like, this is it. This is how the war is going to turn out. Here's the United States versus the German, and and Joe Louis, he was a black guy, and back then he would walk into the matches and he would get booed a lot,
Hmm.
just because they wanted the white guy to be the champion. And when that happened, when he fought the Max Schmeling, the rematch, everyone was like, he was their hero. And it was like the first time that like a black guy was the hero of the United States. Like, just imagine like the weight on his shoulders to win this fight. It is so exciting. It's such an exciting story. So I got his biography here, which is, he was cool and I like him a lot, but you know, not a wordsmith. My life story, Joe Louis. And this was written while he was the champion. So I think it was the 40s. Let's see, 1947. And this is like all hunky dory, like, gee golly, I love everybody. I love everything. Everyone's just so nice to me.
By
right?
gum.
Because he's the champion. Like, it's I'm sure his manager was like, this is marketing.
Yeah.
Build it up. And then then he has a second one, My Life. He still didn't come up with a better title. This is after like he's just been screwed by everything, and he tells it like it is, and it's from 1978. And this one is obviously the superior version, but this is it was just a fascinating. It's just like the whole story of just starting down in the South as like on a farm with like 14 brothers and sisters, and going to Detroit, and just it's just so good. I love it so much. And you can watch his fights on YouTube. There's lots of like when they first started recording stuff. Am I talking too much?
You're the guest, man.
When they first started recording stuff, boxing was huge. So there's boxing all the way back, like bare knuckle, where they're wearing like diapers, fighting, like you guys said, like that. It goes all the way back. That's one of the first things they recorded. So there's like tons of Joe Louis fights. That was by the 40s, you know. I mean, you can go back even further. And then I have another one, the war here, which is 80s era. So you have the Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and this whole book is just about this one fight. Did you guys ever see this fight?
Might have.
Steve would have. I wasn't the biggest sports guy.
Yeah, we probably did. We probably saw it when I was a kid.
So this is like the most like explosive start of any fight. And not like a Mike Tyson explosive where one guy just knocks the other guy out, but they were both just swinging as hard as fight. It's a crazy brawl for like the first 3 rounds. And so this was all about the lead up, and it was just the backstory and the lead up of how it all unfolded, and the 2 different camps were the Thomas Hearns, who I really love Thomas Hearns, but he was like very flashy, and he was like working out in the hotel lobby, and there's all these reporters. And then Marvin Hagler was like real hardcore, like street fighter. So he would like went to the dirtiest gym, and he's working out in this dirtiest gym, no cameras or no nothing.
He's punching cars.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't punching meat. He was punching Miatas.
Yeah, that's right. It's awesome. That was one of the best nonfiction boxing books that I've read.
That's awesome, dude. I love all of that. I love your enthusiasm for it almost more than anything. You are like, you know, normally you're kind of chill. You could tell you're interested in what you're saying, but you're kind of chill. When you were talking about boxing, it was like Secret Fire books talking about Elric or something, you know?
You lit up the room. It was wonderful.
That's right. You lit up 3 rooms in 3 different locations. Thank you for that.
I tell you, I feel more confident talking about this than I do about books. That's what the difference is.
So there's the new channel called The Ring Graveyard, and it's Nick talking about boxing.
I don't know. See, I can be confident here because I know it's just a bunch of book people who don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. But if I did a boxing thing, I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah, I get like that.
Because if you say something wrong, dude, or you give like an opinion, man, they will tear you up.
I get like that in comic book circles, because not that I'm afraid of them because they're comic book guys, but like if you say the wrong thing, just like in passing, like accidentally you say, you know, oh, Wolverine first appeared in Hulk 181. They'd be like, actually,
wait, no,
180, you know. And I hate that stuff, but you know, we nerds ain't gotta know boxing unless they're boxing nerds.
Didn't you say that about like the punk circles, like if you if you say the wrong thing about punk, like they'll come after you.
Yeah, it's very opinionated. I mean,
Yeah.
all music is like that. I think all
Yeah.
art is like that, but yeah, music is just a little bit more vicious.
This has been great. What else did we forget? Anything?
I don't know. What else did I bring? I do have another collection. Hold on, I'll talk into the microphone. I do have another collection of boxing short stories, but I haven't read it, so I can't really talk about it. But it has like Arthur Conan Doyle in it.
Oh wow.
You know,
Okay.
writing boxing stories, or Ellery Queen, Jack London.
I understand the
So
Jack London, but the Conan Doyle, that sounds interesting.
You know who
yeah, I
would
don't know.
like that probably, because I assume everybody's favorite booktuber, Michael K. Vaughan, is a big Arthur Conan Doyle fan because he's got that big Sherlock Holmes collection over his shoulder. I love those kinds of
Books.
collections. I have a few of those. I'll show them sometimes. But what's that called? Where the spines make a picture if you put them in the right order.
I don't know what it's called.
We're gonna
Usually
get
they
roasted.
think
Roast us down below.
roast is down below. Yes, because it's almost like I on my little journey sometimes, like we were talking about Ray Bradbury in the Martian
Mhm.
Chronicles, and I was like, and you know, it's like and I couldn't think of the word, and of course, both Paul and Jake knew the word. Fix up, is that the word?
Yeah.
Fix up. I was like, you know, where they were originally published, and then you put them together, and it's you like fix them up or something. They're like, yeah, that's called a fix up. So I thought maybe if I was like, you know, where you put the covers or you put the books in the right order and then the spine makes a picture or a word or something, and you guys would be like, oh yeah, Steve, that's called a flippity flu. I'd be
That's
like, oh
right.
yeah, flippity flu. Of course it
Yeah.
is. So anyway,
Well, I just found out thanks to BookTube that Jagged Edge book, you know, the hardbacks with the jagged edge, that's called deckled edging. But I thought deckled edges was the actor from Supernatural.
deckled edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get
Jensen
one in.
Ackles.
Deckled edges.
I didn't know what a fix up was for a long time, and I kept hearing people say it. And I don't know if it's just because of my age or whatever, but I just don't automatically go Google things.
Oh
Mhm.
I
right.
just like I wait to learn it naturally,
Just like
slow and
organically.
stupid way. So I eventually, figured it out because Tim kept saying it. It's a fix up. It's a fix up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tim?
I don't know what that means, Tim. Explain it to us.
Okay, what other names should we drop? I like name dropping because ever since I read like 25 years ago, there was a hometown newspaper that was like going under because the internet and stuff, and TV killed the newspaper star. Uh, and the editor comes in and he goes, "All right, we're doing the names strategy." And they're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I want as many names of local people in every issue. I don't care if it's, you know, old lady Mabel got a new flock of chickens, or John at the local steel mill, you know, just bought a new Ford. I don't care how boring it seems. I want people's names in the newspaper because people will be buying the papers looking for their name." So I'm like, that's my whole strategy here, man. I also like all these people, but if I drop their names enough, you know, people are like they love hearing their name on other people's show.
Well, here in this town, it's the obituaries and the arrest reports. That's
I just I do like looking for an obituary on the front page. This has worked out quite nicely. I think we could probably bring it home. What do you think?
yeah. I think we're good. I know Nick's busy. He's got an errand to
Yeah.
run.
What errand exactly? I mean, we've been talking about boxing for the better part of
Absolutely.
45 minutes.
I have embroidery to pick up.
So it's been good talking boxing and embroidering. Welcome back to the Boxing and Fiber Work channel, where we're talking with Nick from the book Graveyard, who knows about boxing and fiber work, including embroidery.
All right. On that note, let's bring this thing home. Let's do the final countdown. What's the other what other boxing
Ring the
lingo
bell.
can I use? Ring that bell.
Throw in the towel.
That's all right.
Not me. Not me. Ain't gonna be no rematch. Ain't gonna be no rematch.
Okay, so once again, we want to thank Nick from Book Graveyard for being on our show. He finally had a moment of clarity, decided to come back on. Um, so, so go check out his channel. It's great. It's what gave us the idea to do ours. And on that note, or that bell, I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
Nick,
And the next time you're looking for something to read,
check your shelf.
Oh, one last question I forgot to ask. What about the Rocky Marciano?
dude,
What
I
about
knew
that?
it. I'm like, I could tell you were bubbling. You were like, he was looking for a way to squeeze that in.
Oh, Coming to America?
Oh, here we go again. Every time we talk about boxing, some white guy got to bring up Rocky Marciano.
Hey, he whooped Joe Lewis's ass. But honestly, Joe Lewis was old. I mean, old, I guess, in boxing terms.
Mhm.
And he had already retired. And the only reason he came back was because he needed money.
Hmm.
Because his business financial manager wasn't paying his taxes.
Oh, geez.
Oh man.
So yeah, he was like, the IRS came a knocking, and yeah, he was like in poverty like that.
Mm. So it didn't matter if he went down or not. He was going to get paid and be able to get out of debt. So
Yeah, he was just not. I mean, he was done. He was done,
Yeah.
and he was flabby. He was big. If you look at it, you're just like, it looks like a different guy. He's like missing his hair. And Rocky Marciano was undefeated. Like he was the top of his game. He never was defeated. He was an undefeated heavyweight champion, retired undefeated. And so yeah, so he did. He knocked Joe Louis, and it was sad. He knocked him through the ropes.
Oh,
Joe Louis fell through the ropes, and after the fight, they said that Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis was his hero. And after the fight, he went into his locker room and started crying
Hmm.
because he did that to his hero, knocked him
Yeah.
through the ropes. He felt so terrible.
I feel like beating up your grandpa.
it's like well, who among us hasn't done that? I mean, but it's like they say, never fight your heroes.
Dude, my grandpa used to box. I wasn't about to fight him even if he wasn't 90 years old.